If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
And there are those chips in credit and debit cards that protect us from hackers. But the I-Team has discovered that the same technology could make you a victim of fraud. The chips can fall out and be used by criminals.
Follow the instructions on the pin pad.
We all know chip transactions take longer, but they make it harder for hackers to steal your account information from stores.
My security, I value my security.
But did you know the chip in your card can fall out? That's right, the whole thing can fall out.
We certainly didn't know about it.
That's unbelievable. At the end of the day, things are supposed to get more and more secure.
It's concerning. That shouldn't happen.
They're on there pretty good, but over time, a lot of wear and tear, like I said, it could cause some issue with the underlying glue.
It actually happened to me. I started looking into this story after the chip in my card fell out. And I didn't realize for days because I was still allowed to use my card at many places with the magnetic stripe. When I called Chase, they told me I had to get a brand new card with an entirely new number. They said if someone found the chip on the ground, they could use it on another card.
If something like that should happen, the best thing is to call the bank and report it like a lost card. There's any number of reasons why the glue may decompose or become compromised, with the wear and tear, excessive moisture, excessive heat, manufacturing issues.
Chase spokespeople told the I-Team that an entire chip falling out of the card is rare, and other times just the top part can come loose, saying we strongly suggest replacing the card with a new account and card whenever a chip or metal plate falls out, which doesn't happen a lot because it's the best way to stop fraud on the account.
You could probably even glue it on a business card. You just need that chip.
In fact, Sean Kennedy from TrustWave told the I-Team he ran tests of his own to prove the hack can happen with any company's card.
I basically peeled off a chip of 2 cards and I swapped them. I then took that card to a retailer and ran a transaction. On the receipt, you could tell, because it shows the last 4 digits, that it didn't match the card I actually used.
Tech experts do say it is extremely hard to peel the chip off the card without damaging it, and it takes hours of patience, but that it can be done if you're determined.
Someone that's a professional at it, they'll figure out a way.
And it is easier for a criminal to use the chip if the adhesive wears off and it falls off naturally.
The probability of someone bad finding a chip is overall pretty low risk.
We also reached out to the American Bankers Association, but they did not respond. To protect yourself, experts say always keep an eye on your account. Set up text alerts and have an everyday action plan for reviewing your card charges. And don't forget to actually look at your chip and make sure it's there. That's right, actually look at the chip and make sure it's there. I know it sounds weird, but you can actually still use the card sometimes with the stripe or online without the chip, so you wouldn't even know if it's gone.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. And we all know what this is a predecessor for. Pretty easy to figure out. Now, before I get into this video, I saw this first on Colonel Casper's channel. I'll leave his video linked up below. If I see it somewhere else first, I always like to give credit to that person for finding this story. And this is just more of the same. More of the same we've all been talking about. How the microchip in the card soon will be the microchip in your wrist. Now, I've said it many times over. This is the type of fear that they're going to start creating to get people to want this type of technology. Not to force it, but to want it. And then at some point, after a longer period of time, for people such as ourselves who are Christian, who would not take this type of technology in our bodies or any type, then there'll be a point where we won't be able to buy or sell goods, just like Revelations tells us in the book of Revelation 13:17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is a call of wisdom. Let the one who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and that number is 666. And if you go back, to Revelation 13:16, and the second beast required all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or their forehead. And like I said, Revelation 13:17, so that no one could buy or sell unless they had this mark. Now, what they're going to do in the future, and obviously they have to take things from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. They weren't just going to come out and get a microchip in your arm. They knew they have to start with, all right, let's get people to use their phones to do everything. Let's get people to, we'll put the microchip in the credit cards now, which, really anyone with common sense can see it's just such a waste of time. It takes so much longer to purchase something at the store with the chip, and that's also part of it, right? They kind of want to frustrate people. It's not fast enough because everybody wants things so fast. Boom, 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 boom. People are standing there with the, holding the thing in the car, waiting for it. It's like if somebody steals your credit card, okay, they can go and stick the card in the same way, and it's the same thing as having the card get swiped. So it's a predecessor to say, look, we already know about chips, microchips, and now what they're going to do is they're going to roll out stuff like this. Chips are falling out of the card, right? So people are scared. There's going to be stories. The chip fell out. Somebody took it, stole that person's identity. That's going to be the key. I've been saying this for a long time. They're going to create fake stories about massive cyber attacks, about people getting their identity stolen. That's why you hear all this stuff all the time about identity theft. And you look around, you're just like, well, pretty sure, of course, listen, somebody can get access to your credit card and maybe make a charge or whatever. Or you lose your card, but you can call the credit card company, have it reversed, have the charges stop, tell them you lost your card. I don't know anybody, and I never have, that had their identity stolen. I know it's somewhat possible, but they make it sound like it's a huge thing. You see commercials for it all the time. Identity theft. It's to create this fear that this is going on out there, that people are stealing people's identities, like walking around with their identities, and that's what they want. Because by creating that fear, people are going to want a microchip because they're going to say this is the end-all solution. There's no more cash. Okay, everything's electronic, whether it's the cryptocurrency that, is booming right now for a reason. Because, the USD and stuff, and even the value of things like gold and silver, they're working with cryptocurrency. That's the future. And the reason that they'll be able to implement this is they're going to have these stories about massive attacks. Your identity's been stolen, even though nobody knows anyone whose identity has been stolen. This person was robbed $200,000, thousands of fake charges on this person's credit card, thing after thing after thing. And you could hear the people in this video I played in the beginning, right? Oh, well, if one person can do that, getting scared about, oh, my chip could fall out, and this is what could end up happening. And that's exactly what they want. Problem, reaction, solution. And the solution is the microchip. So you'll see people like Kim Kardashian in the future. They're going to start implementing this on television shows. That's how it's going to start working. They're not going to make a huge deal about it where they go over the top so it seems pushy. But they'll mention it, because the microchip, we already know people are getting it at work and they're using it for vending machines and enter buildings. They don't need keys. That's another thing too. You'll be able to drive your car without it. You'll be able to get in your house probably without it. They'll get rid of keys and all that stuff. Everything will be in your wrist, right? You don't have to worry about it falling out. And then you'll see celebrities casually using it and people will think it's so cool because they'll be like, oh, this is great. They'll show them just kind of go to the store and instead of checking out, they just swipe their wrist in 3 seconds and everything's done. And same at dinner, at restaurants, because there's no waiters anymore. Everything's robotic with kiosks. This is all happening right now. Now, this doesn't mean that the world's going to end anytime soon because the technology and all this stuff has been here. Now they're ushering it in, but it takes time to condition the masses. Nobody knows how long in between it's going to take. Because remember, people can push back on this stuff. And when people push back, it pushes their plans back. Okay? We all still have free will. Is this prophecy? Is it written? Absolutely. But we have free will. And if people push back, it pushes their plans back. Because trust me, you don't think they wanted this new world order 1,000 years ago to be in place, 500 years ago to be in place? Of course they did. They've just gotten to the point with the television and the technology that they've been able to dumb people down so much that it's right in front of us. All of their agendas are on the plate in front of us. We can see all the agendas if we're awake. And we know that right now it's really just a war for people's souls and a war for information to wake people up. So if people start pushing back, it pushes their plans back. And that's what people need to do. They need to be aware of this. They need to be aware of what they're trying to do. And they need to mess with their plans. Because if they don't, then they can usher this stuff in faster. And that's exactly what we're seeing with the trans agenda, right? They didn't see any pushback really last year when they started this stuff. Because that's where they really started with the bathroom bill. They just start jumping into it. And now we're seeing kids going to camps and people don't care. So they're going faster and faster. The same's going to happen with this. That's why we need to push back against it, make people aware of what they're trying to do and spoil their plans because there's more of us than them. And all this is an indoctrination. So they're going to use this gigantic fear of identity theft. You're going to get your money stolen, all of this, but it'll never happen to you again, ever, under any circumstance, because you'll have a chip implanted in you. And the only way somebody can get it is to kill you and steal the chip. And so they'll make it pretty much like, it's going to match up with your DNA. I mean, we have transhumanism, we have all of this stuff, but I'm trying to make it in layman's terms for you. They'll make it where it's so secure and it's so, bulletproof that nothing bad can happen, that everyone's going to want it. And all you have to do is look at the dumb reactions of people in that video. And the guy doing the interview, he's so scared about his chip falling out. I mean, it's the same as losing your credit card, right? We've all lost our wallet or something before. You call the bank, I lost my wallet, I lost my credit card, stop the card, send new cards. Any charges that were made that weren't mine, reverse the charge. It's not really like this huge thing unless somebody, gets your bank account information, like you leave your debit card somewhere and you have a note with your PIN number on it and your license so that they can go in and take all your money out of the bank. But how would they even do that? Because they have to go to a teller to take a certain amount out. So, I mean, there's already plans for security in place for the most part, but they want you to think that all this stuff could happen, that the boogeyman can come and steal your identity overnight and become you and get your social security. So they're going to make people want to have it implanted in their body. And that is why right now they're at point B. And point B is using your phone to get on the plane, using your phone to buy things, using your phone for everything. So it's going from the wallet to the phone to inside of you. It can't just go from the wallet to inside of you because they have to groom you with technology. They have to groom us. So the only reason they put the chip in these credit cards is to groom people, to mentally prepare them about a chip and what it can do and why it's there. Because people weren't going to be comfortable going from a credit card that swipes to a chip in your body. But now they're, a chip. Okay, the chip. All the credit cards have the chip. They're used to the chip. It's not like a taboo word. They'll only make Christians sound like lunatics, and that's what they're trying to do when it comes to this. You can already hear people and see people out there talking about it. Although I did see somebody in Pennsylvania, a lawmaker in Pennsylvania, is offering a bill to prevent microchip implants to employees, trying to prevent them from being able to enforce that on people because of the story that came out about the people who at their jobs are willingly taking the chip. So there's going to be pushback. And sometimes, obviously, when we see it coming from politicians, we have to question it and say, well, is this just the basic pushback? Because nothing can come in with full force. There has to be a push, and then eventually, it gets resolved. The same thing with the transgenders in the bathrooms, right? The pushback, these certain states don't want it. And then, certain celebrities won't go there and play music. And it's all part of the show. Because if people saw things getting forced in without pushback, they would wake up and they go, why are they forcing this on us? That's why there always has to be pushback on all of their agendas. Otherwise, it would just be, this is what we're doing. 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 And people will go, why are they making us do that? Why are they making us do that? Instead, they have to create this, friction between sides. That's why we have the left, right. That's why we have all of this stuff. It's to create this friction so it seems more real. So that, the poor trans people are getting, the people won't let them go to the bathroom where they want. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Until eventually they end up getting what they want because they control all of this. But then people out there just go, they get tired of the fight, they get worn down of the nonsense. If they just woke up and they were like, hey, trans people are going to take dumps in whatever bathroom they want, people literally would go to their courthouse. They would go to Washington. They would protest. They'd be livid. They'd be shocked. There's a shock value that comes with it. So they need to give you this push-pull mentality. And again, so this is just another predecessor to it. This is the chip falling out, the dangers of it, what could happen to you. Be forewarned. It'll be safer to get it in your skin. That's exactly what they want. So be aware when you see stuff like this, that's what they're trying to say. They're not trying to, the goal, some people are going to watch it and they're literally going to be scared and go check their credit cards and go, oh, are the chips still in it? That's not what the story's about. The story is preparing you. Okay? It's planting seeds of fear and doubt in that possibility happening. Just like the massive cyber hacking stories that we've been hearing about with Yahoo, the WikiLeaks stuff. Oh, they're hacking the emails. Those are all seed plantings to say, listen, none of this can happen. Cyber attacks can't happen. Identity theft can't happen. Nobody can steal all your money because it's going to be nicely nestled in your wrist. And that's what they want. I thank you all for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.